Hey, it's Matt with Casting for Souls. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't able to deliver the cookies yesterday, but I'm going to deliver them today. It's Sunday, Skol Vikes. We're gonna do a new hat every video, so something different, something fun. Pay attention and see which hat you like the best, and let me know in the comments below. Give a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you think. Subscribe if you want to get daily motivation, daily thoughts. 1 Corinthians 13. I'm going to go through the whole chapter here because a lot of times we like to pick and choose what part of the chapter we want to go through, but I like to give the full context, so I'm going to bore you a little more with just a couple extra verses in this chapter. It's kind of crazy to me that people skip on some of the goodness in this. This is a chapter that's going to give you a great explanation of what it's like to really love. True love. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I have become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understanding all the mysteries and all the knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, but I have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, but have not love, it profits me nothing. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. It is not puffed up. Love does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil. Love does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never fails. But whether there are prophecies, they will fail. Whether there are tongues, they will cease. Whether there is knowledge, it'll vanish. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect has come, then that which is in part will be done away. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I understood like a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away my childish things. For now we see in a mirror, dimly, but face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know just as I also am known. And now abide faith, hope, love, these three. But the greatest of these is love. That's 1 Corinthians 13. This really kicks you in the mouth if you actually put it to yourself. A lot of times when I read the Bible, I like to project the verse onto some other person, some other unknown person, or maybe someone I know, and I think, yeah, this is really going to apply to them. And I forget to put it on myself, because I'm the one that needs to shape up. Maybe I'm the one that needs to really pay attention to what this is saying for my own life, and we need to not be looking towards others, but look inwards to ourselves. And that's not always easy, and that's part of becoming a man, is being able to hold yourself accountable. That's being an adult, and that's definitely being a man. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. When you're a kid, when you're a child, it's easy to love as a child, and that really is pretty pure love. You don't judge the homeless man. There's not a child that's not gonna judge someone on their appearance. They just love. They just smile, they just giggle, they just laugh, they just wave at anyone. They don't pick and choose off the people that have hurt them in the past, or people have let them down in the past. And as we get older, especially as men, we get so calloused up with the people that have hurt us, and this definitely applies to me. And you group certain people, certain types of people, and we need to really bring ourselves back to that child mindset when it comes to the ability to love anyone. But as a child, thinking as a child, you're not going to be able to even get through this or think about yourself. They I guess all they do is think about themselves, but they want to eat, they want to sleep, they want to poop, they want to play. That's it. And we have to think of others. And so that's something that when you grow up and become a man, as a child, they're not thinking of others really. They're mostly thinking of themselves. Well, let's get a little deeper into this, and let's hit on what I wanted to hit on in chapter 13, and that is, what is love? I was told when I was in college, I guess all my life, I really searched to find the perfect woman, the perfect mate. And that's what I had my mindset on. And I put other things to the side. Homework to the side. Important things to the side. Because I wanted to find that perfect mate. And I thought, so I've really paid attention to all the different talks and angles and things, hints, clues that might help you find or know when you found that perfect mate. And a wise man once told me, you need to take 1 Corinthians 13, the love chapter, and you need to insert that person that you're thinking of and that person that you're wondering, can I love this person, and should I love this person long term, and are they right for me? And you need to plug in their name into where love is and see if you can agree with it. See if that person is really showing perfect love. So for myself, I would plug in, Sandy suffers long and is kind. Sandy does not envy. Sandy does not parade herself. She's not puffed up. She does not behave rudely. She does not seek for her own. She's not selfish. She doesn't think of evil. She doesn't rejoice in iniquity and bad things, but she does rejoice in the truth. Sandy bears all things. She believes all things. She's not a person to question everything about you and hold all those insecurities. Love doesn't have that. Sandy hopes all things, and Sandy endures all things. Sandy never fails. Well, I can tell you that in life, a hard wake-up call is when you find out that your closest friends, your closest family members, your closest girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, spouse, they can and usually will fail you. And it hurts, and it's hard to deal with when that happens, because sometimes you get into a mindset that they will never fail you. Well, they may not always express love as it should be expressed. And they may not truly have, they might have more to learn about what love really is. That doesn't mean that they won't learn what love really is, and it doesn't mean that they're a lost cause. But we just need to remember that no matter who's hurting you, whether it's your mom or your father, your brother, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your grandparents, they are so close to you, and it really hurts when they disappoint you. But God, it says God is love, and love never fails. God will never leave you, and He will never disappoint you, even though a lot of times our closest friends and family will disappoint us, will hurt us, will fail us. God is love. Love never fails. God will never fail you, and I can promise you that. And replacing the word love in this chapter, we need to also take it full circle and think of ourselves. Because we cannot expect others to perfectly fit love and to love perfectly if we ourselves don't toe that same line. We need to be able to mirror this chapter as well. So put your own name in there. When you get off of this, read through it on your own. Put your own name in the place of love and see if you really stack up. If you don't in some of the areas, write it down. Take a little note, put it on a sticky pad, and work on it. By working on it and becoming more loving, this is the perfect way to teach you how to become more loving. A lot of us have a hard time figuring out what love is, what love means, and how to give love, how to show love. Well, it's all right here. Love suffers long. Love is kind. Put my own name in there. Matthew suffers long. If I'm not patient, I need to work on that. Matthew is kind. Am I really being kind? Am I being kind to my neighbor? Am I being kind to my spouse? Did that joke I said, was that pretty rude? Maybe it wasn't kind. Maybe it was an unkind thing that I said. Maybe I need to work on that. Matthew does not envy. Matthew does not parade himself, and he's not puffed up. Well, I know that I used to be, and I think that's something that I've worked on, and I can definitely work on a lot of other stuff in here. Matthew does not behave rudely. Matthew does not seek for himself. He's not selfish. Matthew he's not provoked. And he thinks no evil. Well, I got a lot to work on here. Maybe you do too. Let's work together on becoming better lovers. Maybe we're going to really love for the first time. I challenge you, in your own home, in your own community, in your own way, within yourself. Maybe you just need to learn how to love yourself. A lot of us can't give others love if we don't even know how to love ourselves. And love is not selfish, so don't take it to the extreme and try and do your whole self-cleanse and self-love, because we're not called to just love ourselves and forget others. That's thinking like a child, which it says in the same chapter, that when you're a man, you don't think like a child anymore, you think like a man. Thinking like a man is thinking of others and taking others into consideration and not just yourself. So, work on this week. I challenge you to take your family, your community, your enemies, and work on becoming more like love, as it shows you here in chapter 13, and also to learn to love yourself better and to make sure that you're toeing the line. As men and women, it's our job to show God's love and to show true love through ourselves and through this vessel that is our body, no matter how beautiful or ugly we may be. Love is perfect and beautiful, and we can show that to the world. Until tomorrow, this is Matt and Matt's Hats signing off, casting for souls.